9.
My name is Katie. I'm 16 years old.
I'm Tia.
I'm a professor of criminal justice.
I work for a charity, Hope into Action, Black Country.
I like doing lots of sport. I do hockey and football.
I like to sing. I do that often.
Dr. Stevie Afrati. I'm senior lecturer and course leader in social policy.
Family, I guess.
My family. A home isn't a house, a home is where your family is.
Just, I don't know, just like, you know, the pictures and stuff, just memories from stuff that's happened before. And yeah, just that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think the same, and then also my Xbox as well. Whenever I think of home, I think, oh, when am I going to get home and play Xbox? So yeah, I guess.
Well, my family, to be honest, because without them, there'd be nothing.
A bed or something. My bed.
My phone, probably.
I know it's going to sound corny, but my wedding ring.
Picture, and it's called The Lady in the Moon. And it's an original canvas that I had my friend made for or painted for me.
I keep a football,
Yeah,
for me, because you know, you don't need anywhere to play football. You can play football anyway. If you have a football, then
Yeah, and if he's going to take the football, I'll take the Xbox. So, you know, we've got one each, so yeah.
It would be ignorance.
It would be something like to end poverty.
If I had power to change the world, then I'd do that and make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to make something in life.
I want to make people be better people, like not change them, but like not make them do bad things or make them think of bad things.
I think if I was going to change one thing, it would possibly be something around hunger and food.
To make everybody happy. I guess it's something to do with food, and people that don't get food, they get it from there. Where you give food out to people that don't have that much money.
What we're seeing at the moment, both in Wolverhampton and nationally, is that 1/3 of that food is going to children at the moment. So for children to start missing meals, that's quite significant actually. But it is important to bear in mind most people going to food banks work. It isn't about unemployed people. It's people who are, what the government would say are doing the right thing. They're going out to work, but they still haven't got enough money to make ends meet.
Sadness, death, and alone.
Someone who is not very clean, someone who's wearing raggy clothes.
Mainly men, maybe men with maybe substance abuse problems or mental health problems.
See a dog with them as well, they just look cold on a cold night as well. So yeah,
Yeah, look quite lonely, I suppose. So.
I think the scary part is because it's so normal, and like you go into town and straight away see someone homeless. I think that it's not alarming anymore, and I think that's like really bad.
I think that they must feel sad and lonely because they might not have that much family, or they might not, like on Christmas Day, they might not have like a roast or something.
People naturally stereotype homeless people. People automatically think, oh, a homeless person is a guy in the subway with his dog, with his sleeping bag maybe. People would not normally think that a woman would be homeless.
Lots of different reasons. Could just be they were fired from work and couldn't find another job.
Yeah, and I also think it's a lack of help from the rest of the society. I mean, when people hit rock bottom, I think we need more people to help them get back up, and I don't think there's enough of those around at the moment.
It can come from family breakdown, it can be mental health, it can be bereavement in a family, gambling.
What you usually find with homeless people is that they are just like the rest of us, but when they fall on hard times, unlike us, we might have family, colleagues, friends that could help us. Homeless people tend not to have those social networks.
I was 21 and I was doing okay. I had a nice house, I had a nice car and I had a job. Then my son fell really ill. He had diagnosed with leukemia, and the 6 months that kind of followed his treatment was very hard. I fell into debt. I was gambling a lot. I couldn't work. So I ended up accumulating huge debts, and eventually I ended up falling out with my partner, and that led on a spiral really of me not having a home of my own. I had friends to live at sometimes I was in hostels, other times again I would be back with my partner and then fall out again, and then I'd be back running the same circle all over again.
Wow. Wait, so I can't get the money, food or water?
Clothing and, oh, I can't say food.
Blanket.
Give them like maybe a hat or a scarf or something to warm them up.
Some kind of information about where to get help.
That I will give people time and I will find out a name.
Probably I would say, why don't you come and live here? Or something.
So you would invite this person to your house to live with you?
Yeah.
How to live rough because they don't have a shelter and they have to live rough every day.
How to use everything that they have to the best of their ability and like use certain things for other things that we probably wouldn't use things for.
Their perspective of life and how they live, how they feel about living on the streets, and if they want to be there, if they chose to live on there.
I work with the homeless, so I'm learning all the time. I'm learning very much not to judge a book by its cover. I learn about the person rather than the idea of somebody.
Maybe just be appreciative of what you've got and don't take it for granted.
But homelessness is also, you know, it's not having a family at home, it's not having that kind of excitement to go home. I mean, many times in my life I've finished my day, whether I've been working or not. And I've worked quite a lot in my life, been a lorry driver, so worked 60 hours a week and done different kind of jobs. I never wanted to go home because I didn't feel like there was nothing at home. Home is just somewhere basically just to sleep, cook, eat, wash and then go back out again. Whereas I suppose jealousy comes in and you see the perfect home that you see on TV with, you know, the Sunday dinner and the family round and all of that, and you feel like this isn't really a home, this is just somewhere where I can stay out the cold really and sleep. So even though you have got a house as such, sometimes you still feel homeless.
No, I don't think so.
Why do you think that?
Because, I mean, if I do get a job at quite a young age and I could still get like, some money and I could get like, a flat or something, a place to live.
I could become homeless. Who knows? Anyone could become homeless.
Maybe because when I'm older, I've got a home and one day I can't pay the bills, I might possibly be homeless.
The most important thing that I've found now in helping me now is having someone to talk to. People generally, I didn't have anyone to talk to when I was young. All through my schooling and my parents, I never really had anyone to confide in and talk to on a daily basis, just about my day and about what I wanted to do and etc. And it's tough.
If you've got a strong support system behind you, it's everything really, yeah.
Whether you are educated or not, whether you've had a job or not, it is a case of certain circumstances conspiring together to produce a situation in which you unfortunately become homeless?
Actually, we think we're safe, but is it you're only ever 2 or 3 paychecks away from being homeless yourself? So yes, absolutely, it could happen to me, it could happen to you. It isn't a given that just because you don't fit into that category of what a homeless person looks like, that you will never become homeless.